We have a brand new legendary brawler joining the game, and his name is Leon.
Leon is a medium-range brawler, but what's really cool about him is his super. It's invisibility.
His super lets him go invisible for a short amount of time. Also, taking damage or attacking will remove the invisibility briefly. This is really interesting, and it's going to open up some amazing dynamics between counters and other brawlers that are already out there. I am so excited for you guys to meet him.
And then in the mid of the month, we're going to introduce the new brawler, Gene.
Let's talk about that brand new brawler. His name is Carl, and he is a pickaxe-wielding geologist from the gem mine. His main attack is throwing that pickaxe like a boomerang, and his super allows him to leap forward with a whirlwind attack, damaging all of the brawlers around him. I know, if you're like me, you cannot wait to get your hands on Carl, so keep an eye out because he's coming mid-March. Let's talk about our newest brawler. Her name is Rosa, and she's a boxing botanist who has survived in the jungle by punching plants in the face. Danny, what is her main attack?
So her main attack is called Hands of Stone and works pretty much like El Primo's attack, but it's a bit wider.
And her super is really cool. It's a brand new mechanic in the game. She'll have a shield that is made from tough vines that decreases all of the damage.
So what do we know about this new brawler?
So what we know about the new brawler is that her name is Bibi, and she's a badass girl with a trusted baseball bat, and she's gonna wreak havoc on the battlefield.
So how about her game mechanics?
So unlike other brawlers, she has a little something extra. She has 3 swings with a baseball bat, but if she's not using any of them, there's a small extra bar which charges. If that bar is full, her next swing also knocks back enemies. And if you want to learn more about her, keep an eye out for videos from your favorite Brawl YouTuber.
And we heard you. Now you can try Bibi right away in the training cave as soon as you update your game.
The first new thing in this update is a new brawler. His name is Tick.
Tick is a metal ball of barely containable energy. His main attack is throwing proximity mines onto the battlefield that will detonate when enemy brawlers walk over them, or after a short delay. And his super is amazing. He detaches his head, throws it on the battlefield, and it will go homing after enemy brawlers until it explodes. But if you're on the enemy team, you can shoot and destroy that head before it gets to you. Finally, we have some really good news because Tick is free for all players after 4,000 trophies on the trophy race. So the new brawler is called 8-Bit. He's a little arcade machine that will run around the battlefield shooting a laser. And he's super tanky. He's quite slow, wouldn't you say?
Super slow. I think he's the slowest brawler ever.
By far the slowest brawler. He's got feet made of cement, or I don't know what arcade machines are made of.
It's very old, you know.
It's very old. But his super is really neat. He's got a turret he can throw on the battlefield, and any brawler on your team within this turret's range gets a damage boost.
And also, he will be in the trophy road at 6,000 trophies.
That's the one. So if you're above 6,000, you get 8-Bit for free. Sandy is our newest legendary brawler. He's really cool. Looks a little bit like Tara and Jean, I would say.
Yeah, kind of purplish.
Kind of purplish. Now, Sandy's a bit sleepy, and his main attack is, of course, throwing sand. So he throws sand at his opponents, and it kind of goes through them, similar to Nita or Tara or Poco.
Throwing sand isn't a low blow.
It's a very dirty move. Sandy's not the nicest brawler.
And his super, he actually throws a sandstorm in the field. And then every brawler that's there, every allied brawler, not every brawler, that is there is invisible.
And we've got a new brawler called Ems.
So Ems, it's a social media star and also a zombie. She uses a hairspray as her main attack. Could explain this a bit?
Yeah, again, she's a zombie, so she's using the hairspray to smell good. And
That's not what hairspray is called.
And her main attack is literally a cloud of hairspray moving forward and then standing in place for a moment. It causes damage over time on the whole area and also lingers for a moment. So it's a really nice tool for area denial.
Her super's really cool too. It's a big area of effect that damages brawlers inside of it.
It also slows them down.
and it's a pretty big area of effect that follows her. It's about the size of Sandy's, except it will follow her around as she moves.
And you know what's cool about her? She's free at 8,000 trophies.
That's right. All right, let's talk about the Brawlers. First and foremost, we've got Bee. She's an entomologist and Rosa's assistant.
So her main attack, she needs to hit her target, so her next hit gets stronger.
That's right. She's got a sniper attack that uses bee helper drones as the bullets. And her super is really cool. She actually fires a little swarm of bees that can go through walls and slows and poisons her
The
enemies.
Brawler in this update, there's also Max. She wants to be a superhero, but she's not quite there, so she drinks a lot of energy drinks and she uses turbines to go super fast.
Max is super duper speedy, and she fires a lot of quick bursts of bullets. Her super attack is really, really special. She drops this little radius that speeds up all friendly brawlers around her, so you can race across the battlefield.
Can you imagine 8-bit running that fast?
Normal speed 8-bit is real. In addition, coming in this update, we have a new brawler. His name is Mr. P. He's an amazing brawler. His main attack is a little bit of a shooting projectile, and then when it hits its target, it does a little bounce with some area of effect damage.
His super is a spawning item, and from this item you have little penguin drones spawning, and these then go on and attack enemies with a ranged attack.
So let's start with the things we are seeing in March. First, the Brawler Jackie.
That's right, Jackie is a new super rare brawler coming with the update. She's very loud, she has a jackhammer, and because her tools are so loud, she annoys the out of Carl.
She's part of the Carl and Mike gang, and you can see her hopping with her jackhammer. And her attack, you don't have to aim, it's just like an area around her, which means that's really strong, but you have to be close to the brawler to actually do some damage.
That's exactly right, and her super is really neat. It pulls in all nearby brawlers and does damage to them.
Hello.
Let's talk about the new brawler, Gale. Gale is a cranky old guy, and he's somewhat of a janitor in Mr. P's hotel. He's overworked, he's carrying way too heavy luggage for his age, and genuinely, he should have been replaced by a robot years ago.
His main attack is throwing multiple snowballs at his enemies, and his super is like a snowblower that blows brawlers away like a gale wind.
So Gale will be our first chromatic brawler, and he's a guaranteed drop in the Brawl Pass, but he's also available for everyone else with legendary probability.
Got a brand new chromatic brawler for you called Surge, and he's maybe one of the most unique brawlers we've ever made.
His main attack is kind of like a combination of Spike and Jim. You throw a projectile and then when it hits the enemy, it divides into other projectiles.
That's right, and his super is really interesting. Every time you use Surge's super, he upgrades himself, and his attacks become different and he becomes stronger. You can do that a maximum of 3 times, but if you're defeated, you lose all those upgrades, so stay alive.
Which leads us to the new chromatic brawler, Colette.
Colette is a cashier in the gift shop, and she loves her job because she gets to collect all kinds of brawler items. And she's close to her favorite things in the world, the brawlers.
She's Piper's and Spike's biggest fan. At a certain point, that starts to get a little creepy, like almost like Stalker, I guess.
And her main attack is really interesting. This is a mechanic we have never done before. She deals a percentage of damage based on her target's health. So if she's attacking someone like El Primo, she'll do a lot of damage. But if she's attacking someone with a tiny bit of health, she'll do a tiny bit of damage. Except for boxes, where she'll do a flat rate.
And what's interesting about her super is that it's kind of similar like Boom. She runs across the map, but she returns to the starting point after that. And every brawler she hits on the way gets damage.
Poco's Bandstand is also the home of our newest brawler, Amber. She's a legendary and she's all about fire. To compete with Poco and El Primo as entertainers, she decided to juggle fire, spit fire, and she's not very good at it.
Her main attack is a new unique mechanic where as long as she's aiming the attack button, she will deplete ammo with that fire.
And her super, once again, is throwing a bottle of oil. It spills then on the ground, and she can ignite it. It stays there for a while, so she can just save it up for the right moment.
And she'll be available on the day after the update, both in boxes and in the shop. Chromatic Brawler Lou.
Lou is the newest brawler. He's the third member of Gale and Mr. P's trio. He is a happy robotic snow cone machine.
So for his main attack, he throws snow cones. Every time he hits the enemy gets a snow cone mark. If the enemy gets a certain number of snow cone marks, the enemy gets frozen for some seconds.
His super is throwing cold syrup all over the ground that makes it super slippery for enemy brawlers. Let's start right off the bat with our newest brawler, Byron. He is a sinister salesman who is also a support brawler. He is going to be the third member of Piper and Barley's trio, and he can sell you whatever you need to boost you up or damage your enemies.
Byron plays a little bit differently than our previous support brawlers. His attacks either harm the enemy with the damage over time, or they heal his friends with a heal over time. So exactly what you need in the right situation.
And for his super, Byron will throw a vial on the floor that will damage or heal a brawler depending on whether it's an enemy or a friend.
Byron is a mythic brawler, and he will be available the day after the update.
It is Edgar, and he is epic.
Edgar is an edgy teenager who works together with Colette in the gift shop. He wants to be cool and mysterious, but he can't quite pull it off really.
He's a fast melee brawler who attacks with his scarf, but he has pretty low health, which is why he also heals when he attacks.
His super, very much like Daryl, charges by itself, and it makes him leap over obstacles to get close up to his prey. So you can wait and see for the best moment and then leap on your target.
Edgar is going to be free during the Brawler days, so be sure to grab him when he comes out. After that, he'll still be available in boxes, but you don't want to miss out. Colonel Ruffs is the colonel of the Star Force spaceship. He is a master strategist, our newest chromatic brawler, and a dog.
Now for Ruff's main attack, he shoots two parallel projectiles that when it hits a wall it bounces. So it's kind of like Rico's, but a bit different because it's two at the same time, so you can have like interesting results.
Colonel Ruffs is a support brawler, so for his super, he brings down a supply drop from space that can damage enemies when it lands and brings power up for your team.
Stu is a sentient crash test robot and is used to test attractions in the Star Park. However, as user studies have shown, people really like to see him crash, so he ended up being in a stunt show.
He's our new Trophy Road Brawler, and his main attacks are shots of pyrotechnics from his fingertips. And you think it's simple because they follow like a straight line. However, the twist is that it charges a super with only one hit.
Okay, and the super is a dash forward, short range, leaves a trail of fire behind it, and does knockback. And that comes in especially handy when you play a game mode like Brawl.
True. And he's free at 10,000 trophies in the Trophy Road.